Long, long ago, in a village nestled between two great hills in West Africa, where the baobab trees touched the sky and the river sang every morning, there lived a clever but greedy boy named Kofi. Kofi was 12 years old and everyone in the village knew him, not because he was the strongest or the wisest, but because his hands were always reaching for something that was not his. One dry season, when the river ran low and the harvest was thin, the village elder, Grandmother Abina, gave a warning to every soul in the village. She said, "The river spirit has blessed us with fish. Take only what you need, never be greedy or the river will remember." But Kofi laughed to himself. He thought spirits do not watch boys. That evening, while the other children slept, Kofi crept down to the river alone. He cast his net. Not once, not twice, but 10 times over, pulling out far more fish than his family could ever eat. He stuffed them into a large sack and grinned to himself. But as he turned to leave, he heard a voice, deep, slow, and calm like water moving over smooth stone. The voice said, "Boy, why do you take what was not given to you?" Kofi spun around. Standing knee-deep in the river was a tall old man wrapped in a blue cloth with white river clay painted on his face. His eyes were the color of deep water, still, quiet, watching. Kofi trembled and said, "I was only taking a little." The old man lifted the heavy sack with one hand and said, "A little, is this little?" Kofi said nothing. The old man sat down slowly on a river stone and began to speak. He said, "Once there was a farmer who had one yam. A hungry traveler came and begged for food. The farmer gave the traveler half of what he had. The next year that single yam grew into 20, but then a thief came in the night and took them all, and the farmer's land never grew again." The old man looked at Kofi with calm, steady eyes and said, "The village will go hungry because of what you took tonight. Not because the river is angry, but because you chose yourself over your people." Kofi felt something crack open inside his chest. He looked down at the sack of fish, and for the first time he did not see treasure. He saw the empty bowls of his neighbors. He saw the children who would wake up hungry. He saw his own selfishness, plain and ugly, sitting right there in that heavy sack. He whispered, "What must I do?" The old man said, "Return what you cannot eat, confess to the elder, and every morning for one full season bring one good thing to the river, not to take, but to give." Kofi nodded and tears ran quietly down his face. The next morning, Kofi walked slowly to Grandmother Abina's home. He stood at her door and he told her everything, every cast of the net, every fish in the sack, every word the old man had spoken. He expected punishment, he expected shame and anger. Instead, Grandmother Abina placed her old wrinkled hand gently on his